Good morning and welcome, my friends. Yes, this is another edition of Flipside Live coming to you on this Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Robbie Noel broadcasting live from Rosarita Beach, where once again we are being treated to a perfect summer-like day, and there's no question I'm going to take full advantage of the sunshine and take the pooch for a stroll. It serves two purposes. It gives both me and the pooch our daily exercise. I really am trying to live healthier, and I have to say, living south of the border, one not only can live rather inexpensively, but are pretty much assured that all the fruits and vegetables are GMO free. I have just spent the past couple of hours watching the mainstream media Sunday morning talking shows to see what they deem as important. Outside of the reporting on the disappearance of the Malaysian aircraft, there was nothing noteworthy coming out of any of the morning shows that would help explain any of the events that are currently taking place. Their analysis of the events in Europe are to put it kindly, lacking in detail. I'd go even so far as to say, by and large, the majority of folks are paying little or no attention to the events that are unfolding in Europe. For no other reason, understanding European politics is confusing for many, because by and large we've all been conditioned to think in the terms of who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. The media at current is attempting to paint Putin as obviously the bad guy, as Hillary Clinton recently made reference to Putin's actions in Europe to that of Adolf Hitler. On my webpage today at robbynoll.com, I'd like to steer your attention to a number of articles that I have posted as of this morning. For an accurate assessment of the events taking place in the Ukraine, I strongly suggest you listen to the analysis that Martin Armstrong gives in an interview that he did with Jack Crooks. You can find the interview, as I said, on my webpage. Just click on the Money Week. The interview runs about 45 minutes, but it is probably one of the most accurate assessments of what is taking place in the Ukraine, and more than likely what the outcome is going to be. There is another article I have posted on the Sunday edition of RobbieKnoll.com entitled Sting Operation in Bretton Woods Institutions. For those of us who have studied financial history, understand the creation of and the reasons for the establishment of the Bretton Woods Agreement shortly after World War I. It has been referenced many times by people like Ergon van Greyers, who believes that that was what he refers to as the first reset. And for those who have been following Ergon for any period of time, also understands that he is pretty much convinced we are at the edge of a second reset. This, based in large part on the world's growing debt situation. The World Bank and the IMF have grown to 188 member countries, and they share the same board of governors. Some countries have the same representatives on the resident boards of executive directors of the World Bank and the IMF. The hidden purpose of the World Bank and the IMF was to supervise the world's gold, silver, art, and other treasures held in trust for the world's people. That trust is called the Global Debt Facility. And HUDS is working with all countries of the world and with many whistleblowers to ensure that this gold is properly accounted for and comes out of its cloak of secrecy. The stated purpose of the World Bank was to finance the reconstruction of war-torn Europe after the reconstruction following World War II. The World Bank began to finance development projects in its members, and the stated purpose of the IMF was to supervise member currencies. This article will pretty much help explain the recent revelations about how banks collude in the manipulation of gold prices, taking advantage of the gold fix. As you will also note, last week the first lawsuit has been filed against the five major banks, that being the Bank of Nova Scotia, Barclays, Deutsche Bank, HSBC, and Societe Generale. The lawsuit is based on their collusion on fixing the gold price. Now, this group has come under scrutiny in recent months, with the latest blow being a federal lawsuit, I said, which was filed in New York by a investor by the name of Kevin Mayer. And he is accusing the banks of manipulation of the price of gold, causing him to lose money on his gold future investment. The suit relies on as yet unpublished work of Ross Metz, the economist and whistleblower who has helped uncover the LIBOR manipulation scandal. Metz research reportedly identifies strange trading patterns around the times that the banks meet to determine the price of gold. According to the research, the structure of the benchmark is certainly conducive to collusion and manipulation, and the empirical data also is consistent with price manipulation. This lawsuit follows reports that the German financial regulator BaFin has been investigating manipulation in the gold markets, and this is also being reported by Bloomberg News, which reported that the president of the German regulatory body said in January that manipulation in the gold markets could be far worse than the rigging that was uncovered in the LIBOR scandal. I've also included in this week's edition of RobbieKnoll.com Eric Sprout talking about the lawsuit. Bill Murphy is undoubtedly fired up with this latest revelation, as it obviously provides the evidence to back up the claims that he's been and GATA have been making for well over a decade of gold manipulation and collusion by the major bullion banks. Over on RT, there's an interview with Jim Rickards, which is insightful, together with the weekend review with Greg Hunter and a short piece by Dr. Jeffrey Lewis about how the mainstream media is grappling with reporting on the manipulation of gold prices. Other than that, my friends, this should be a interesting week, to say the least. We are, without question, at a very unique time in history. And the events that are going to unfold over the balance of 2014 are going to shock and surprise many. Now, I'll be the first to admit to you I have a bias and a financial interest in why I feel strongly that, as Eric Sprout and Jim Sinclair and all the rest of the market gurus I follow feel pretty confident in that gold will break its old high of 1960 and test 2000. So let me leave you with a short early morning Sunday podcast by saying I think I have a collection of articles on my weekend edition of RobbieKnoll.com that you will find informative and hopefully helps explain our current situation, which is not good. So till the next edition of the Flipside Live, let me see if I can do this correctly. There you go.